Boker Tov. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for our daily class at 9:30 Pirkei Avot, according to Chassidut. Thank you very much to Mordechai and Raya for broadcasting this class live online. Before we start, I want to mention that, first of all, tonight we're going to be having a special lecture on self-defense at the Bet Chabad and also online. So please join us at 7:30. This is going to be our monthly special event. And we're looking forward, hopefully, that everybody should come and participate as much as possible in person. Also, I'm happy to share with you that I'm on my way up north to participate with all of my friends, colleagues, shluchim from around Israel for a special Kinos HaShluchim conference of Chabad rabbis, as the Rebbe instituted that there should be an international Kinos HaShluchim and also a national in every state or every country, every city, depending on the place, should have a time during the year when we get together. And so this is a special opportunity. I always look forward to being able to celebrate one or a few days in the north. But I would never miss, if I am able to, B'ezrat Hashem, not to miss this year live together with all of you. We are now up to Perek Rishon, the first chapter, Mishna Hey, the fifth Mishnah. Yesterday we started to learn about the first pair of Yosef ben Yoezer and Yosef ben Yochanan. They received the Torah from Antignos, who received from Shimon HaTzadik, who was from the Anshe Knesset Agdola, in turn received the Torah from Moshe Rabbeinu at Har Sinai. So Yosef ben Yochanan, he was a person from Yerushalayim. I think this Mishnah is very, very connected to us because we're all from Yerushalayim. So that's even more special for us to learn this special Mishnah. So what did Yosef ben Yochanan have to share with us? What was his message that he passed down to all of us as far as receiving the Torah? Number one, Yosef ben Yochanan ish Yerushalayim Omer. Yosef, the son of Yochanan, the man of Yerushalayim, says as follows. Number one, remember, each of them said three things pretty much. Number one, Yihi beitcha patuach l'revacha. Your home should be open for everyone and anyone that needs. V'yiyu aniyim b'nei vetcha. The poor people should be members of your family, almost as if part of your family. And finally, v'al tarbeh sicha ma'isha. You should not increase talking with a woman. We'll explain in a moment. Bishto Amru, it's talking about the person's own wife. Kal v'chomer b'eshet chaviro. How much more so with a person's friend's wife? Mikan Amru Chachamim. From here, our sages taught us. Kol amar v'sicha ma'isha gorem ra'a la'atzmo uvotel midivrei Torah v'sofo yirosh gehanom. From here, our sages teach us that it's not a positive thing to increase in talk, as we'll see in a second, that we're talking about sicha b'tela, nonsense talk, because that can only cause negative things when a person engages in this type of talk. So let's see what the Bartanura explains upon these 3 points of the Mishnah, and of course we will explain it according to the teachings of Chassidut. So the first message is Yihi beitcha patuach l'revacha. Your home should be like a home of Avram Avinu. Speaking about the Kinos HaShluchim, Avram Avinu, in a sense, was the first Shaliach. He made sure that his tent was open right in the center of the desert from all four sides. Why? Because maybe someone will be walking on the way and he won't see the entrance, which is on the other side. So therefore, Avram Avinu saw it necessary to make sure that there are openings on all four sides. And that's a true message of a shaliach or anyone that goes in the Rebbe's ways. We have to make sure that we make it convenient for people to have material wealth and also spiritual wealth. I remember someone once, I'm almost embarrassed to say the story, but I shouldn't be embarrassed. The person that asked me the question should be embarrassed. But when I was once telling someone about what we do for Purim, the Azazaza, the Megillah readings in every restaurant before the Corona, or every hour, around the clock almost. So someone said to me, why do you have to do that? Just do once in the morning. Whoever is interested will come. And whoever is not interested, they'll just miss out on the mitzvah. I said, what? I can't believe what you're saying to me. I'm a shliach. I have to make it as convenient as possible for every single Jew to be part of the mitzvah of Purim. Not only Purim, also all the Chagim. Not only the Chagim, also on Shabbat. That has to be our central theme. How can we make Yiddishkeit most available and convenient for every single person that we come in contact with? And it's not only in spirituality. It's in every single matter. And I talk to my friends a lot about the point that I'm going to say now, that in Israel, there's a slogan for Chabad House. What is the slogan? Haktovet l'chol inyan Yehudi. The address for every Jewish matter. And I think that the slogan should be a little bit different. Haktovet l'chol inyan Yehudi, period. I'm sorry. Haktovet l'chol inyan. The address for everything. We have to be the address for everything. Whether a person needs a ride, or a person needs to move. There are so many things that a person needs. A person needs a place to eat for Shabbat. That's also kind of a mitzvah. A person needs a loan to try to visit someone. There are so many things that we can be there for people. So we have to be beitcha patuach. Not just our physical home should be open, but also our hearts should be open. Our minds should be focused all the time to be there for people. By the way, in 1991, when they asked the Rebbe, 1990 maybe, they asked the Rebbe, they wanted to expand onto 770. Till today, you can see it's different than the way it was before 1990. So the Rebbe said the condition, if you want to expand 770, is that it has to be open 24/7. Interesting. I wish, one of my goals is, halavai, that our Chabad house should be open. It's practically not possible right now, especially due to what happened 4 weeks ago. But Amir Hashem, I'm sure we could find a way. And the truth is that in a sense, our Beit Chabad is open 24/7, because outside we have the pamphlets, the leaflets outside the Beit Chabad. And whatever hour I'm there, I see people coming by and taking, whether in Hebrew or in English. It's so beautiful to see people from all walks of life, people from all backgrounds come literally 24/7, literally, to take literature, to read the Rebbe's teachings. And I think that's the greatest goal that we can do. Yehi beitcha patuach l'revacha. So it's not only a Beit Chabad, but every home, the Rebbe said every home should be a Beit Chabad. Some people tell me, what do you mean you're the Chabad house of Rechavia? I see on 50 or 60 doors in Rechavia, it says Beit Chabad. So I smile and I say, it's very nice. Because the Rebbe said every home should also be a Beit Chabad. But then you have the central Beit Chabad, which brings everything together. Okay, let's move on to point number 2. V'yu aniyim b'nei vetcha. That the poor people should be family members. So there's one interpretation from the Bartanura. He says that it's better that if you're going to have servants to serve you in your home, it's better that the poor people who really need the parnasa, who need the livelihood, they should be the ones that serve you. It's better to pay them than to pay someone foreign, not someone who was not in the circle of Am Yisrael. You know, people that are. We have a rule in the Talmud says that when you're giving tzedakah is first for the inner circle, and then as people have it, first on the family, and then the community, and then the country, and then other people that are further away. But then there is a much deeper meaning into this concept of the Yiyu Aniyim B'nei Vetcha. When someone comes over to your home, and I don't mean only a poor person doesn't have a lot of money in their bank account. I'm talking about a poor person, it can be a person that's needy. And needy doesn't have to be materialism. Needy can be in so many issues. I see today people that come to talk to me, they want to, you know what they want? They're not always looking for a solution. They're looking for someone to listen. Period. It's a bracha from Hashem to be able to listen to your spouse, listen to your child, listen to your parent, listen to your neighbor, listen to your employer, to your employee, and let a person vent out. Let them talk. Because needy isn't only materialistically. Needy can also be in so many different levels. And someone comes to your home, and you make them feel at home, in the Beit Chabad, or at your personal home, and you make them feel b'nei beitcha, like they are the children of your home, they are your family. That is the goal. To make them feel like their family. And that is something, if you succeed to do that, then you've done the greatest mitzvah of tzedakah in the world. Obviously, there's also the materialistic level of tzedakah, giving people money. But it also includes the emotional level of tzedakah. And then finally, v'al tarbeh sicha ma'isha. So the concept is as follows. The concept is, there are a number of interpretations over here, but I'm going to try to give you the basic, meaningful interpretation. So there are different types of discussions. Let's, generally speaking, divide them into 3 levels. Number 1, Torah. Torah talking. You see your friend in the street, and you share with them a teaching of Torah, Tehillim, Pirkei Avot, Chitat, Rambam, whatever, something that you learned, an inspiration. You share with your friend. That's one type of shmooze, one type of discussion. Then you have Sichat Chulin. Just regular talking, whatever, talking about who knows what, about nothing. And then there's, God forbid, Sicha B'Teila. Sicha B'Teila, what is Sicha B'Teila? Is talk which is negative. Negative, God forbid, whether bad words, God forbid, or Lashon Hara, that's bad talk. Now, over here, we're talking mainly about Sicha B'Teila. Also Sichat Chulin, also just quote-unquote regular talk. But what is the message over here? The message is that when you discuss something with your pal, with your friend, with your spouse, with whoever it is, words are powerful. They're not just words. Words create energy. Now, when we're talking about Eshet Chaveiro, the wife of a person's friend, so the Mishna says for sure you should be extra careful not to talk, not only not to talk bad talk, but also not to talk regular Sichat Chulin. It's just inappropriate. It's not sneas. It's not modest to get into conversation just for the sake of schmoozing. It's not appropriate. Here's the point. Even with a person's own wife, we have to be very, very careful the words that we talk. Sometimes we think to ourselves that people that are closest to us, we can, quote unquote, be ourselves. And to talk words which either are not appropriate because, it's my spouse or my kid or my parents, people that are very, very close to us. Or even just empty words. Our sages teach us. Chazal say that we have to be very careful with every word that comes out of our mouths. And I think it's a beautiful concept. The concept is that even your wife, even your spouse, that is so close to you, the closest than anyone else in the world, we have to be careful. As Chazal say elsewhere, atid liten et adin. A person is going to have to give a judgment after 120, 180. A person is going to have to give a judgment for the content of what you spoke about, even with your spouse. So from here we see the importance of speech. Not only that, but we also see the importance of a woman. That the woman has a very, very strong power. What is her power? We find by Korach, when Korach came to fib on Moshe, to his wife, what did she do? She was the one that instigated him to go against Moshe, which is the most horrific thing in the world, to go against Moshe, the leader of the generation. And then you have, one second, I'm just trying to remember his name. On ben Pelet. On ben Pelet, he was almost going along with Korach. But he came home and he told his wife. His wife went outside the tent. I think he fell asleep or she put him to sleep. She sat outside. She uncovered her hair, which is not allowed for a woman to uncover her hair, not only outside, but also within private parameters, as it says in the Talmud, but especially outside in public. And these followers of Korach, when they saw that his wife, that On's wife, was sitting outside, they left him. And she saved his life. So we see that the wife can be very, very powerful for the positive, and God forbid for the opposite. Therefore, it's very important not to talk too much about just empty things, for sure not Lashon Hara, and also not what happened in your day with your boss, with your colleague, with this, with that, because it doesn't bring to good things. It's called rechilut, just talking. It's inappropriate. So according to the teachings of Chassidus, we can understand the importance of speech. And therefore, we should try to refrain from speaking empty talk, and for sure not Lashon Hara, words of Lashon Hara. Thank you very much for joining us today. Be'ezrat Hashem, tonight, please join us in person and online, 7:30, for a special talk on self-defense and demonstrations, and also PowerPoint presentation. Please send a message to all of your friends that they should also come. And it's important that we have a nice crowd tonight for this special event. Toda Rabba, thank you for joining us. I hope to see you tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem. Same place, which is online, same time, 9:30. Thank you so much. Toda Rabba.